Hi, my name is Sid Harris, and I am your AIQ Academy expert. Today, I'm joined by the CEO and founder of tact firm, Steve Raparup, a leading AIQ preferred partner focused on dispensary customer retention. In this interview, we break down how they help retailers go beyond acquisition by understanding customer behavior, identifying where revenue is slipping, and building systems that bring customers back. Let's dive into how they're using AIQ to power retention-driven growth. Why is it important for retailers to analyze 420 behaviors and success?
Well, it's important to first define what is a successful 420 because, like any science experiment, you have to have the control group. So, what did it look like before? What does it look like during? And what does it look like after? And so, a lot of stores tend to look at just the day in isolation and say, "Hey, we had a lot of big sales. We had a lot of customers come in." Well, how did that compare to pre and post? Uh, Did you really have more customers come in throughout the month, throughout the week, or did some just not come in earlier and they just came in today or the 420 week? And did they also just not come in after? There's a very true 420 lull the week or two after 420 in the 420 week. And so a lot of times it's just shifting when customers come in and concentrating revenue and customer traffic on a single day, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
How do you evaluate 420 success?
Evaluating it would be setting up the measures of success ahead of time. And for a lot of retailers, it may not even be financial based. It could just be a great opportunity to get people in the door, get a bunch of foot traffic, get new people in, capture their information so that you can get them into segments in AIQ and message them accordingly after.
How do you define 420 success?
Ways to win at 420 other than just money. So increasing foot traffic, capturing photo and video content, getting rid of old and lagging inventory. You can draw positive attention to your store, capturing emails and phone numbers, which is super important, providing an amazing experience to the guests. You can bond with the community, celebrate with vendors and customers, observe what customers are confused about, make profit on high margin products, and also observing operational bottlenecks for that you can improve for the next year or other big days. And so to me, those are all wins. Those are all success. If you can come out of 420 learning something and being able to improve something that'll prevent the problems you see now or other problems in the future, or use the day to create a positive digital presence, that's a huge win. Because sure, you can make thousands of extra dollars that day, but getting 100 extra reviews, that'll make you tens of thousands more later, or even hundreds of thousands. Getting people to tag you on social, that'll be seen by thousands of other people. So there's so many ways that it'll actually benefit you in the future if you put that work into that single day.
Which AIQ metrics should you monitor after 420?
Looking at campaigns that are sent around that time period, how
Mhm.
are customers engaging with it? A lot of people are very heavy on messaging, which is important. You don't want to just send one or a couple messages. You do want to be heavy. You want to send a high volume, high frequency to as many people as possible. So looking at all the engagement metrics, open rates, click rates, unsubscribes, failures, it's also a great time to filter people out of the list. So you kind of want to hit people a lot, and then what rates do they unsubscribe? Because the people that are unsubscribing, unsubscribes aren't a bad thing. You want people to unsubscribe because they're just not interested. Maybe they signed up a while ago or whatever, and they just don't want your messages anymore. Good. You don't want to send them messages anymore if they're never really going to purchase from you. And so the high frequency will naturally cause that to happen. That's a good thing. But also, like, are people like the open rates? Are they opening as high as they used to? Is it declining on any days? Especially the difference between email and text. Email typically, people might open that 12 to 48 hours after you send it. So you want to start sending those ahead of any big day or big sale or or days that occur. And then text messages are great for like same day. People open that more immediately. So part of it is looking at how the metrics look for those very heavy periods, seeing, hey, did earlier in the week were we getting higher open rates and that kind of declined a little bit? And then did it switch to better text engagement as the actual days occurred? We had big sales throughout the weekend and on 420, and then being able to use that and structure your future holiday sends like Memorial Day, for 4th of July, Labor Day, uh, the Black Friday, holiday week, and then just repeating that. So you have a clear plan every time these holidays come up. Here's how we're going to send things. Here's what we can anticipate people are going to engage with, which will let you get the right information to them at the right time.
How should retailers leverage their 420 success?
Take your 420 week or day, uh, look at the broad audience and analytics of everyone that came in, and then start to segment and chop it up. So, first time shoppers, people that came in for the very first time, how much did they spend? What did they buy? What categories did they buy? What brands did they buy? And then the people that have come in before, the people that come in regularly that have shopped in the last 60 to 90 days, how many of them returned? Same thing. What did they spend? What categories? What brands did they buy? Then also looking at lapsed customers. How many of them returned during that week? And then what do they spend? What do they buy? Because then you can use that to influence future communications and structure things in different ways. Because everyone, each of those different buckets of customers has different spending patterns and habits. But it's also a great opportunity to create follow-ups. Okay, first time people, let's create a follow-up sequence to thank them for coming in for that period of time, tell them the celebration's still going, maybe give them some post 420 rewards as like a bounce back coupon, um, maybe give them some extra points for coming in that day as a surprise, because most of those people will not come back a second time. So, what do you have to do to get them back to come back in? Give them some rewards, extra points, just encouraging follow-ups. Same with the regulars. With them, you might have to analyze and see, did we disrupt their purchasing habit? If they came in every week or every 2 weeks or a couple times a month and they stocked up big, are they now not going to come in the next couple of weeks and create that big lull for us, which does happen. And so either accepting that lull or finding other ways to engage them to come back, whatever that promotion strategy might be. And then win back people. Yeah, giving them follow-ups to make sure they didn't just come back for the one day or one week and then they're gone again forever, but making sure that their sequences to retarget and re-engage them to become a regular.
What are the key reporting best practices retailers should keep in mind?
You also, again, like the whole experimentation part and scientific part of marketing is you want to make sure you're looking at as much data as accurately as possible. One of the biggest things is the attribution and conversion time period. And so on each campaign, you can set up a different time period of how long you want to measure from when someone engages with the campaign to when they purchase. If you're sending messages every single day, then you want to have a very tight conversion period, 1 or 2 days max. Anything longer than that, then it starts to skew the data. Someone got a message on Monday, they came in and shopped on Saturday, but you're counting that purchase to that message, but they got 4 messages in between and the order might have switched around. Like you want to keep it tighter than that. So you also don't want to be deceived and fooled by the marketing and the data by how it was set up originally. So being really tight with the attribution period, so that you can get as much relevant data, which again you use for the next holiday period to know if, hey, if we sent it today and people purchased, we only had a 1 day attribution period, and we know that people purchased in the next day, and we know what that engagement and conversions was like, great, we can reuse that rather than some people have a 5, 7, or even 14-day conversion period. That is not reliable. And they can construct all the strategies in AIQ and flows and ongoing campaigns, recurring campaigns, blasts, audience segments, coupons, discounts, all of it in AIQ.
Thank you to Steve, the CEO and founder from Tact Firm, for taking the time to chat with us about customer acquisition and retention after 420. If you're an AIQ operator, you can work directly with TactFirm to build a retention system tailored to your business, including a free retention audit. Explore their AIQ preferred partner page to learn how their expertise and offerings can help you get more value from AIQ.